Just an okay practice today. I thought we were a little bit down here emotionally, physically still beat up a little bit, emotionally maybe down a little bit. So just an average day. I thought we got ahead and started working a little bit on Mississippi State. That was good. Get some looks for the coaches, get the players, get a little bit early start on Mississippi State. But I think we've still got a little work to do physically and emotionally, getting our energy level back up again.
You have an update on Jalen?
Jalen, not much different. We those type of injuries, we start, we'll know things about every 3 days or so. Give a little update on it. But
you said last night, though, at least the early indications, you felt like he would likely miss at least a game.
That's what I felt. But again, with ankles, I hate to say that. I mean, because things change with ankles. People respond differently. So it's like I said, I'll give you a little nugget here every 3 or 4 days on that, because that's what I think that'll be an indicator on that.
Emotionally, you said that they're a little down. What are you seeing to make you?
Well, I just yesterday we came in and watched the tape, and we didn't practice. Today's the first practice out, and they're not used to 2 days off, and it just took a little while to get going. I just think it was a little, the energy wasn't what I'd like it to be, and we'll gear that up as we get going here.
With the time off, could you make major changes if you wanted to, or you more have to just tweak things during this time?
I think we're constantly looking and growing our packages and seeing, we did a good, I wanted the coaches to we worked hard on Sunday and Monday to look at ourselves, self-scout ourselves and see what we're doing good and what we're doing bad and where we can improve. And so I think there's always room to tweak things and to keep on improving on your package and do things better and at the midway point, see what we can do.
Coach, are you where you expected to be beginning of the season, midway through this one?
Like I said in the press conference after the game, I felt like I really did feel good because I felt like we were growing. This last game was tough, and I went through all that and the reasons why and the whole deal. So how we respond will determine, how we do in this second half. And I think we've grown, and I think we've gotten better in a lot of ways. And I don't think that showed last Saturday. So we need to put that together this week and next week and go out and play a great game against Mississippi State. So, that's really our focus.
How do you address them when you say it looks like, obviously, physically, you address that, but when they come out and look emotionally down?
Well, I just think, they understand that. I mean, we don't play this Saturday, so these guys have been working hard, as you know. I mean, with that schedule that we played, I mean, these guys have been on edge now. We've been coaching and practicing hard for a good bit. When you play 4 top 20 teams, and physically, the last several teams were playing the physicalness of those teams, that takes a lot out of it. So I got to be cognizant of that. I wanted to get a good physical day in today, and I just thought it was okay. I think what we'll do is we'll probably go a little lighter tomorrow, like a typical Thursday, and then have a real physical, good practice on Thursday. So I think right now, after looking at that practice, I'm concerned that it would be hard to go hard, for a very hard physical practice 3 days in a row here. I don't know if we got that in the tank right now.
As you're game planning for Mississippi State, you go forward as if you're not going to have Jalen, or would you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Good. Going through that stretch of 4 top 20 games, is that for your team from a mental aspect? I mean, knowing that the hardest, although you do have a couple top 20 left.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything as far as like rejuvenating them or anything. That maybe media or something like that. I mean, as you know, and you're very aware of it. You watch this league, and you go see Mississippi State. There's no drop off there. I mean, that's a big, long, physical, good football team, and they're chomping at the bit to get a win too. So for us, we just got to worry about ourselves. We got to get back in be ready to go. And that's our job this week. It's kind of in between a full off week and not, as you know, because we turn around and play on a Thursday. So it's a little different than a complete bye week. We'll be out here practicing this weekend.
Rich Brooks tweeted that he came here yesterday. Did you get a chance to talk to him for a while?
I did. I talked to Coach Brooks yesterday for a good while. I really enjoyed it. That's the second time we got a chance to sit down and talk, and I love visiting with him. And have a lot of respect for Coach Brooks and what he's done. And and I want him to feel welcome and be around here. And he came to practice today, and I asked him to talk to the team for a little bit, and it was great. It was a great message, and Coach was here and visited with the team for a few minutes, and I love that.
How valuable a resource is a guy who's been not only at this program but also been through some of those early, just taking it on the chin a little bit and having to get back up? And
it's very good. It's just I really enjoy talking to him, and he's got a lot of experience, and he really understands this place, and it does help, and so it was good. He was actually telling me that I forget what year it was, the year they took a thumping to LSU, and they had a bye week, and they came back and won 5 of the next 6. So that was good to hear. So I'm not getting that far ahead of myself. I'm worried about one. I just like to get one. But it was good to hear that, and I think that's where he started turning the program. So it just clicked, and they turned, and had some good success from there. So it was good to hear those stories and just visit with them.
Talked about coaches or players being kind of emotionally drained, maybe emotionally down a little bit. Do coaches go through that too?
Coaches can't afford to do that. I mean, it's hard. I mean, I told you I was very honest with you after the game. I was frustrated and down, but we don't have any time for that. Come Sunday morning, after a win or a loss, you got to be ready to go, and that's where the consistency comes in. That's what we ask of these players, and that's what us coaches have to do each and every day. And so coaches need reminded of that from time to time. But for the most part, our coaches have been very consistent.
How much of it is, or how hard is it with a young team to preach to them that we just have to worry about ourselves, and if we keep getting better, don't look at the scoreboard, eventually good things will happen?
I really feel like I think that's very important. I think it is hard because they like everybody, they start getting frustrated. But I really felt like we were doing that. And then, you take a step back when you play a team like Alabama, and they could do that to a lot of people. And so the big message was, we're not letting you off the hook for that. It's not okay to not go play your best and not, put the energy into it, prepare the right way, and compete the way we can, and execute and do the things we can do, and show them those mistakes, address it, and then move on. And because I felt like we were doing that for a good 2, 3, 4 weeks there.
Hey folks, we need to wrap up and get to Coach Elliott.
Okay.